Hello and welcome everyone to another episode. Yes, so, some of you guys have been a little bit, wondering when I'm going to launch another moon base. Well, don't get me wrong, because I am still all for land bases, but this is just another little, snippet, if you want to call it that. Now, this behemoth rocket, I kind of went a little bit overboard on this, and I think there would probably be a better way of me doing this, but whatever. For the most part, I've tested this, and it works. I'm fairly confident with it. Surprisingly enough, with the amount of struts and everything else, but let's work our way up. So, yeah, just more rocket there. Yeah, and finally, we get to our new and improved, totally freaking awesome moon base. Yeah, so this thing is going to be completely mobile. I wanted to add an extra row of, housing on the moon base here. I thought it would be pretty amazing. I did do the same kind of configuration on the bottom here with the rover, like it's a rover with a rover, a mobile moon base with a rover. Now, I really wanted to add another rover to it. I was going to do two, but I just couldn't figure out a configuration that would work with this kind of a rocket and for it to be stable, and I wouldn't have to spend like 5 hours just building the rocket alone. Now, don't get me wrong, what you guys are looking at right here is about an hour's worth of build. So, I mean, I shouldn't even say an hour, probably more than that, because if you cut off basically this part right here, I ended up building this thing at some point in the past. I can't really remember, but yeah, it took me a while just to build the rover, and then afterwards I was like, alright, well, I'm finally feeling up to actually adding the rest of this. Now, you might notice that there's some kind of weirdness of some stuff here and there, with these smaller pieces and then the bigger ones and all that stuff. And that was mainly just to kind of keep these engines close to each other and, kind of keep everything a little bit lined up. It didn't really work out so well, but I'm sure if I wanted to, I could probably add another one of these, or the double of that, which is this one right here, and I think we'd be okay. Now, I've tested this thing taking off. I haven't tested it getting it to the moon. So, I mean, this is going to be the first one that goes to the moon. So, if it works, which I'm hoping, then, I will try for the moon. I don't know how much fuel we're going to have in this stage, or if it will even be enough to do a burn to get to the moon. So, we'll see what we get out of the launch stage. It is fairly good. I don't know. We'll see. That's all I'm going to say. So, anyways, guys, I'm going to launch this thing. I'm going to speed up the launch and all that stuff. So, basically after this whole build and everything, I will see you once we get into orbit. So, yeah. And we've reached an orbit, guys. If you guys watched some of that launch, I did have a little bit of a failure. Nothing serious, though. I mean, it wasn't bad. Considering the stage I lost, I ended up basically losing an entire stage. So, not like a bad thing because of the fact that I didn't really care so much for that stage in the first place, only because it really wasn't viable in a way. I had problems with that really setting up that stage in the first place, so I was happy enough even just to get this to orbit. So we have a pretty good amount of fuel. I don't know if we're moonshot, though. That's the only problem. I really don't know. And that's going to be a major thing. Let's see. Yeah, this thing is freaking heavy. I ended up finding out you can actually find out the mass of your ship through here. And you can see, the one thing I didn't do on, basically, on the launch was put a Kerbal inside their, their little house. So I ended up putting in basically one for each hab module, if you want to call it that, and then we have one guy that kind of just lives in there, and then one guy that lives inside this rover here. I mainly wanted to do that because, it just makes it easier, and I don't want to have to transfer crews out back and forth and all that other good stuff. Now, one thing I did not mention, though, is that I have ion engines on this thing. And the ion engines aren't going to be for transit in any way. They're basically for when we're on the ground. It's kind of a test, and I did a test on Kerbin to test it out, and yeah, I did a test to test it out. Yes, that makes a lot of sense. No, so I tested it out on Kerbin, and basically I got a little bit of thrust out of them. And that's what I was looking for out of these things. It's just a little bit of thrust. I wasn't looking for a lot, and I was really hoping that it really does exactly what I was planning on it to do. So, wow, this RCS is freaking out a little bit. I think I'm just going to use the RCS controls, or I mean the SAS controls. Oh, I should... Let's see, what does 1 do? I think 1 is our solar panels. Yeah, there we go. Now, you might notice the solar array is a little bit bigger than the last one. Just a tidbit. Now, I really wanted to add on to it because I thought it would just be an awesome thing to have. Just to make a huge solar panel. That's just something that, it's basically the roof, if you want to call it that. The top of the craft, the rover. And, it's kind of based on, like the Mars rovers and stuff like that, where the upper portion of the, craft or whatever you want to call it. Whoa, what is this thing doing? It's moving all on its own. That's kind of crazy. Basically, the upper portion of the rover is like basically where all the, whatchamacallit, the solar panels are. So I kind of wanted to copy that a little bit, make something a little similar to that. Now, the last one, too, I think I should mention. The last moon base that we launched, we didn't have enough fuel, and I really don't think we're going to have enough fuel to get to the moon. I feel like we'll probably have more than enough just to get to the moon and get into orbit, but the main problem is that it's probably going to take us a while. This thing, it's losing a little bit of weight here and there, but it is overall just a massive payload. I mean, this is going to drop 16, and I think this is, 4 tons, and then you got, another, 8 tons of engines, and, each one of these I think is like about a ton. So, I mean, this whole part right here might be like 25 tons, maybe. I just kind of 25, 30 tons, maybe more than that. And, then you got all of this as well, and each one of these, I think, is each one of these hab module things is like a ton at the least. I'm not sure. I think there may be 2.5 tons. But, I should cover a little bit more about this. As far as the RCS is concerned, we have a decent amount. There's no actual external RCS on this thing, like on any of this part of the rocket here. So that is going to kind of suck, because whatever we end up with when we land is what we're going to have, and that's it. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to do a little bit of talking about this thing. There's a lot of changes that I did. We have the xenon tanks under here. We got a decent amount of xenon, which, I'm not too concerned about. Once again, it's not something that really is going to alter the way this vehicle drives and everything else. I did kind of make a lot of little minor aesthetic changes and stuff like that, but you guys can see, I mean, this thing is looking pretty freaking awesome. And so yeah, let's get this thing to the moon. I don't know if we're going to be able to get into orbit, but if I get into orbit, or well, I should say, I don't know if we'll be able to land it, but if we get into orbit, I'm just going to put it in a stable orbit, and then I'm going to kind of assess it and make, and kind of give it a go, no-go on whether or not we're actually going to go to the moon, or land. So anyways, guys, I'm going to set up the burn and all that good stuff. Feel free to skip all of this. I'll put it in the video like I normally do. So, yeah. And we are back, guys. Yeah. Wow. This was actually pretty intense. I don't even know if we're going to be able to make it to the moon, to be honest. Our fuel is running a little bit low. I'm not very comfortable with the level that it's at. And the only thing I'm thinking is, I remember my last landing, I barely even used that stage. So, well, this landing stage here, I should show this here. I really didn't use it that much. I used it for like maybe the last 10 feet of landing, if you want to call it that. Or, well, I should say the last 10 to 15 meters of landing. Which you don't even really... wow, excuse me. Which you really don't even need that for, that much fuel, I should say. So, you know, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a little bit of fun. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to land. Now, if I can't land, if I don't have enough fuel, I'm just going to F5. I'm going to save it, and basically what we'll do is we're going to have to launch a refueler, get it to the moon, refuel this thing, and then land it. So that's going to be another episode, because we don't have a refueler in orbit. We don't even have any fuel tanks in, at the moon. We don't even have any kind of fuel system set up. So this is going to be a little bit of a problem. So what I'm thinking is I might transfer out some of the fuel from here to here, and we're just going to land it. So what I'm going to do is I will save it real quick. Here we go. And then we'll transfer out this fuel real quick, and I'm going to try this. You know, it might not be successful, but you know, whatever. So I'm just going to refill this tank a little bit. Call it like, I'll try to put the same amount in each one, although symmetry really isn't going to matter as much as far as like how much fuel we have in these tanks, only because whoa, there we go. The overall size of the ship makes up for it, so it really isn't that much of a big deal. So, you know, hopefully this will be enough. It'll be amazing if I can actually launch this thing, you know, with the amount of fuel it has, or, well, you know, from the launch pad all the way to the moon, and basically be able to make it. So, alright, yeah, we need a little bit of fuel in this. I got confused. I was looking at the tank size, and I'm like, this isn't the same tank. So, let's see. Yeah, there's 70 in there. We're at like 400 in there. This is like going to be really down to the wire, and I really don't know if it's going to be able to land. So I'm just going to do this for fun. If we don't land, we don't land. And what I'll do is I'll leave this in orbit the way it is. We do have a docking port on here, one of these really small ones. I'll dock up to that, refuel it, and we'll call it a day. So, you know, that's the best that we can do for now. It's in a somewhat low orbit, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start my burn here and kind of bring it down really nice and gently. I'm trying to see if there would be a better place to land it, and, you know, I kind of just want to land it. You know, I'm not really too picky on where it goes. I know if we land somewhere around here, I think the Easter egg is like right over here. But, you know, whatever. We'll see what we can do. Hopefully we just don't land inside a massive crater, because that would kind of suck. So let's do one orbit around, and we'll see what we can get. So that will be the best. So let's start our burn. This is going to take a while, guys, so I apologize for those of you who don't like to wait around and just want instant gratification. But, you know, I really wanted to get this thing down, and I really wanted to see what this thing could really do. It's just, I think it's absolutely amazing that I even got this thing as far as I did, just on the amount of fuel I got. along with basically getting it all the way to the moon, getting it off the ground, and not to mention the launch process itself was so easy. With the first moon base that I launched, it was the biggest pain to even set up the burn, and, well, not even the burn, but the basically the amount of fuel, and basically just the thing falling apart randomly while we were trying to, you know, get this thing to the moon. I just can't believe that this thing was so easy. Nothing broke, nothing really went wrong, and it's absolutely amazing. I'm probably jinxing myself saying all this stuff, but I really don't care. So I'm gonna kill the engines, and we're just gonna come in really nice somewhere around here. I kind of want to land someplace where it's a little bit, where it's at least lit up a little bit, because I know this landing is going to take a little while. So let's start this burn up again. My frame rate is back down to crapville, like it has been pretty much this entire video. I'm just surprised on how bad it's gotten. It's just... with takeoff, it was pretty bad, and now it's just, yeah, it's pretty bad. That's all I'm gonna say. It's pretty bad. I don't like it. But let's see, what are we looking at on fuel? Yeah, I mean, we are at a pretty low orbit, so I'm not that concerned right now, but wow, this is gonna be a little bit close. That's all I'm gonna say. And it looks like we're gonna end up landing somewhere either around here or like in this general area. That's all I can say. I could kind of push it more towards the center so that we have like a little bit greater of a descent, but I really don't know. This is going to be a little close, guys. That's all I can say. We are really lacking on fuel. I wish... Oh, no, we don't have... You know, we don't have a docking port up here. I thought I put one on here, but I guess I was wrong. Because I was going to put one in the front and one in the back. I thought it would be a really cool idea to have. It'd be like almost like a trailer hitch or something, you know, but whatever. I just really don't want to land inside of a crater. That's the only real thing I don't want to have as a problem here. That just, I don't know if I'd even be able to get out. That's the main problem. So landing will be a little bit of a challenge. And it looks like we are deathly low on fuel. But, I mean, our ascent is looking pretty good. Everything is looking pretty decent, but I don't see this getting very far, to be honest. I just don't think that is enough fuel to land. Wow. But, you know what, guys? I'll probably end up leaving this in orbit after this, so if we crash, we crash. We'll have a little bit of fun here for a second. That's all I can say. But if we crash, you know, I guess we did the best we could, but I really don't see this getting any further than what it is right now. I mean, maybe I could switch off to the ascent stage or something if I can get this in a... I don't really think that will even happen. Because we're gonna... With this stage, it's still gonna gain a lot of speed. So this isn't really gonna go very well. That's all I can say. I'm trying to push it so we're in, like, we're just falling straight down, but yeah, that's not good. So let's get rid of this. Oh my god. Okay, well that will be something else I need to pay attention to. At least this is definitely not going to make it to the moon, so yeah, I'm gonna have to pull in my panels while I remove that stuff and everything else, because that just destroyed 4 panels on here. So that kind of sucked. But, you know, we're having a little bit of fun, so what's it matter? Now... yeah, like, see, this is the ascent stage. Or, I mean, well, the ascent stage. The descent stage. This is just for when you're close. Oh, my God. Yeah, that was from... I guess because they didn't all have the same amount of fuel. But, you know, balancing this thing and everything else was really a big pain. And, you know, I'm glad that at least we got this far. It just goes to show that I really don't need that much more fuel. And, yeah, so I'm just going to let this thing smash into the surface very nicely. And, wow. I think, you know what, once we get some more fuel, I will choose a little bit of a better landing site. So let's just speed this up a little bit if we can. We don't even need to. Let's see. Turn on. Which way is RCS going? There we go. I think we need to go this way. Yeah, that works. Why is that shooting through? Oh, okay. Yeah. No, this is right here. I was just seeing what the heck that was. Let's push ourselves a little bit faster towards the moon. Oh God, you could hear that blow up. Oh, we're not going that fast. We can make it. Let's see what we'll make it. But yeah, next episode. Wow. Oh my God. Oh my God. No. This thing is strong. Holy crap. Holy crap. Oh, no. This way. There. Oh, Jesus. This thing is freaking strong. Is it, like, indestructible? There we go. Just keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. Come on. We just gotta keep rolling. Come on. Holy crap, what keeps blowing up on this thing? There's like nothing on it. Oh, I screwed it up. We could have had him live. So, let's see. F9. Alright. So, anyways, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to be leaving this behemoth in orbit. In my later episodes, I'm going to reconstruct, or well, I should say, I'm going to build a refueling mission. And what is going on with this thing? Space cranking. Space cranking. What did I do wrong? Look at that thing. What I'm going to do is we're going to dock up, refuel this thing, and call it a day. Hopefully. As long as the space cranking don't come back or whatever that is going on. Turn off the SAS. What is this thing doing? But anyways, guys, thank you for watching. If you like what you see here, subscribe. There's always more to come. And yeah, I will see you next time.